Hey, it's Eric Bear. I'm broadcasting to you live from this place in Hollywood, and where Hollywood has made an amazing revelation to the world for quite some time, and nobody has really acknowledged it. No, 2071 will be when the world will be ending, because there's nothing else for another nice movie to come up and say this is the movie of the year. And so therefore, there's no more posts, there's no more anything. So therefore, 2071, Hollywood is predicting will be the Armageddon, the Messiah will be Jesus coming back, all of that at once, 2071. And there's a couple walking into the future, actually, back into the future. Have a nice day. Eric Bear, broadcasting live. Thanks you for subscribing too. So I've got a friend, and this person is very devout. They do a lot of religious things and always involved in their religious community, doing different things like that. But they're also extremely political, and actually more political than the other, really, because the first go-to is always like kind of an argument about politics of some sort. I've decided I just don't want to talk about politics at all. It's just a messy subject. I'd rather talk about the principles that are involved in the day-to-day decision-making of what actually affects our lives, instead of talking about that person or that party or that concept. I think that that's so much better, is to talk about the principles and the concept. How you feel about this or how you feel about that, or different things like that. That's way easier to talk about. Or, like I said to my friend who was always bringing up political figures and talking about this, I said, hey, why don't we talk about something easy? Let's talk about God. Obviously, that was pretty funny. And all I did with him, because he was constantly, being aggressive on this, I put my hand on his shoulder, I bowed my head, and I prayed right there. Say, God bless him, God bless his family, his kids. And that's a good way to just diffuse the situation and just, pray God's blessing. It's always good to pray for somebody. Doesn't matter, how or what you believe on that, but it's always good to pray for somebody, because it says you're tapping into the Creator. You're praying for that person. And what better thing could be on that? Back to my relative that's always kind of bringing up these things. After raising families, raising kids, I've raised families, I've raised kids. A lot of my friends and family have done this. It's important that kids have more of a better concept of God and the Creator and the sustaining things inside their heart than they do political things, period. Political things is just this world, which is here today, gone tomorrow. One day this whole place is going to be burned up, the Messiah is coming back, all those different things are happening. And what is it? I mean, I believe in voting and all that stuff, but it's not my end-all be-all, period. My end-all be-all is God. That's it. And that should be our end-all be-all. That's who we're going to stand before anyway. And would it be better if I had Morgan Freeman here with me? Maybe so. I love Morgan Freeman. He has some great concepts. You ought to YouTube Morgan Freeman and some of his thoughts on all this racism thing that's going on. Morgan Freeman's an amazing individual. I've listened to a lot of his thoughts and concepts and what he thinks about there. And even on God. Of course, he played God in one of the movies there. Did an excellent job. And, I think about how other people right now are, and this is going to be after the election, but how the socialists perceive government as being an end-all be-all. As how sometimes Christians do, that government's an end-all be-all, and Jewish people, it's an end-all be-all. That's again, the farthest thing from the truth. It's not. It's you, my friend, that's the end-all be-all. Everything should be centered around our soul, not in a selfish way, what we can do in our communities and our families. Of course, our families first, and then our communities. And then spreading that love that we have in our hearts and practicing that love however we see fit. That's, like it says in the Word, it says that's true religion. True religion is this, is that we try and be unspotted from the world. That's not necessarily talking about partying and all that stuff. It's talking about that philosophy of selfishness and self-gain and all the things that kind of amalgamate itself in the world. That doesn't mean you can't do anything in the world. That doesn't mean anything like that. But it also says to take care of the widow, take care of the person, take care of the fatherless. It says take care of those people that can't take care of themselves. Again, back to the rioters and things like that. I'm not going to stand idly by and let somebody beat someone to a pulp. I mean, that's wrong. You have to get in there and stop this thing somehow from happening. It's just wrong. People are fallible. People are going to let us down. And many times we as humans think, oh, well, God, he's, we can't really, hug him or get a hold of him or whatever. And I know what you're saying. It is a life of faith when we tap into that, no matter how we perceive God. But the important thing is that we practice that faith because that faith lives out, because it's something beyond you. If it's only just about you, like that old, I think it was a Greek mythology thing, it's that circle, and as far as you can reach, that's, your sphere of influence and what you can do and all that stuff. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I agree there's a lot more things we can do. I mean, I just started this YouTube. I wanted to create something for and get a viewpoint out there and help some people think through some things and see different sides. And I'm doing that right now with not challenging God, that's the wrong way but challenging the system and the thought process of God and politics. Again, politics is man-made. Religion is man-made. I don't believe in a religion and I don't believe in politics. But what I do believe in is God Almighty. And I do believe, with all my heart and soul, I believe that he's coming back again. This world's going to be an amazing place. But how we tap into that right now in our faith walk is important. And it doesn't mean we have to go around, with our faith on our shirt sleeve, but it's okay to talk about God. It's okay to encourage people. My friend at work, his sister got in a car accident. So I asked about his sister, how you doing? I prayed with him the other day. I said, I just want to pray for you and pray for your sister. And, I called him up. I said, how's it going? And that's what I'm talking about. Have we ever gone out and hung out like friends or whatever? No, he's a coworker. That doesn't mean that he's not my friend or whatever, but I feel, because maybe I will be in that situation. Maybe you'll be in that situation. How are you going to extend yourself unless you have a power that's a little bit greater than just you? I mean, it's great to fix dinners. It's great to do those things. But that faith, that love in our hearts that we have, that's God-given. And that's what we're sharing with somebody. And I guess that's what I want to close with there is just open up your heart to what you can do. Open up your heart to what you can do, and make a change within your circle, that your circle can get bigger. And again, I don't agree in closed circles. Actually, I'm going to close with this. When I was at Second City, one thing that I learned was really important. I already did it anyway. Somebody comes up in their conversation, unless it's a really private conversation that's, life or death or just really personal, then, hey, we're just talking about the game. Come on in. Enjoy. It's like inviting the kid that is watching to play baseball when you're a little kid, inviting that kid in. That's what many people don't do. I mean, I remember that on the ball team. I was a little kid and all this stuff. People wouldn't ask me. I was the last one to get called so many times for the sports thing. And I was like, that shouldn't be. We should be, especially as adults, you should be cognizant of that. You're not a kid anymore. You should be cognizant of being able to invite some people in, being able to, welcome some people in so that they feel welcome. That's important to do, and to have that philosophy. And we should do that on a regular basis. Anyway, Second City, improv. So when somebody came in late, or as the class showed up, which many times this acting classes, actors do, they're late, whatever. But anyway, so we had this class, and a lot of people actually took the class from, I was actually the only person really pursuing acting in the class. Everybody else was from companies and things like that. They wanted to improve their social skills and talking to people. And so when that person joined the group, or they came into the door, he'd say, hey, guys, we got a new person. Make the circle bigger. There's more than enough room in the circle. We're not alienating anyone. That's what I'm looking for, alienation. Alienation is just wrong. It's terrible. I mean, think how you felt. Everybody's been alienated before. So be the bigger person. You be the one that's the person to open that up. Again, God or politics, I'm going to choose God every time. That's the solution. And politics is, I mean, there's so many things that even in our country where people are putting in that cash in their pocket. It's power, it's money, it's women. You know, there's all that stuff that goes on with that whole thing. And so all I'm trying to encourage you, my friend, is take the high road. Take his road. I mean, broad is the way, and narrow is the path that leads to him, right? That's what it says. God bless you. God bless America.